up, y'all? Welcome back to your favoriteest podcast in the whole wide world. No chaser. What's up, guys? I'm Timothy De La Ghetto.
I'm Ricky Shucks.
We got no Nikki Blades today just because she's handling some business in the Bay. And also because today's guest talks a whole motherfucking lot. You know?
Can't have two talk a lot ass people.
But we're gonna wait to bring him in. I just wanna talk to Rick because I haven't seen Rick in like 2 weeks, bro.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. I was in New York shooting Send Foods with today's guest, and I was just out there eating and drinking, and I'm married now. And what's up, man? Like I see, yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
Isn't that wild?
Oh man, I missed a lot.
I do see you a lot less now that I'm married.
Yeah.
You know.
Thanks a lot, Chia.
Yes. Ugh, women, dude.
Man, they just want time.
It's like that episode of Boy Meets World when Sean finally started realizing that Corey and Topanga were really going to be spending a whole lot more time together. Mm-hmm. And, and he was a little upset by that.
Yeah, he was a bitch for that. Like, don't actually be upset that your friend is spending time with his wife.
Right. It's all kind of just a part of life, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm actually, it's crazy because this year that I got married is actually the first year that everybody in our clique of homies has a lady. Like officially has a lady. You know what I'm saying?
Immediate clique?
Immediate clique.
Okay, yeah.
Immediate clique. I'm talking about the Fantastic Four of us. Okay, you feel me? Like you got your chick. Yeah. True. You got your lady. Eric has his chick. Peter, of course, has been with Carly for like 10 years, and I'm married, so it's cool because I don't have to worry about anybody feeling like lonely and shit.
Yeah, or anybody seeming like a bad influence.
Oh, right. Exactly. Exactly. I can say, hey, I'm going to hang out with my friend, or like a friend can say, I'm going to hang out with Tim without the girl being like, oh, that friend of yours.
Is there going to be girls? Is it going to have girls there?
Fucking big booty sluts everywhere.
But fucking around with you, that could still be a possibility. So
it's only because, like, in the videos I make and my brand of humor, right? There's always like, there was a time when that was kind of the shtick of just using scantily clad, but also completely fun and talented ladies who just were down to be scantily clad, just because that was the clickbait kind of generation we were in, right? Yeah. And so when I would be, definitely I feel like I had like a reputation where everybody that watched my videos, they were kind of like feeling like, oh, Tim has to be fucking this girl in his video, or Tim's fucking this girl. To the point where I remember I was talking to Chia recently about the roast we had, right? Mm-hmm. Where
everybody made those kind of jokes.
Yeah, because I remember the homies were like, man, like Peter specifically was like, I don't know what to really make fun of you for. He's like, I mean, the internet's always saying that you're a fucking man whore. Can I make these jokes? I was like, yeah, fine.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, that's the stigma that comes with it. Mine was like funny because, I always had the girls in the videos too, but I got like half, he's fucking all these girls, and the other half of, there's no way this fat dude is getting all these girls. So it was interesting to read. I'm like, am I fucking everybody or am I fucking nobody? What is it, guys?
It's the kids. The kids don't know. The kids will see a tiny bit of female interaction. They're like, oh, dude. Oh, man, he's oh, dude, yeah. That's the only reason why she's with him, because she wants some clout and he just wants to fuck.
Yeah, it's like, what? Or we just made a video, guys.
They swear. And after the roast, people were coming up to Chia like, are you okay? Are you? Oh my God, are you okay?
That's funny.
And Chia don't give a fuck. Yeah. That's why.
She's like, no, he's a whore. Why do you think I'm weird out?
She's like, why you think I got my side dude in Canada for?
Dudes, plural.
Well, speaking of sexy YouTube man whore men.
Who didn't come to the roast.
Because he was too pussy.
What a puss.
Let's bring our guest to the table. I've known this man for some years now, just through the YouTube shit, and I've been spending a lot of time. I feel like I spend more time with this dude than my wife and my OG homies because of Send Foods and all the other bullshit. Welcome, David So Comedy. Yay.
What's up, dudes?
Welcome to my podcast. We both did your podcast, Genius Brain.
Yep.
How's that going for you?
It's good, man. Like it's a different platform. I think it was a better move for me.
Yeah.
Just because, like, number one, I started liking YouTube as much, so it was easier just for me to just talk my shit without having to edit and do all this crazy stuff. And either way, I feel like long format is what people like anyways now.
Yeah.
I feel like people just click and they just leave it on in the background anyways.
Just talk to me. That's
Somewhere along the line, fucking YouTube turned into a sketch comedy website, and it turned into talk radio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like all of a sudden, it's like everybody has a podcast, and you know, and the kids notice that, right? They're like, "Yo, why does everyone have a podcast all of a sudden?" And the thing about it is, first of all, not only is it easier for us, but also like, you know, it's they don't realize that we can just make more money doing it.
I think all of the saturation pushes all these waves because it's like, oh, they're doing sketch comedy. Okay, I'm gonna do sketch comedy, and then you get a wave of shitty sketches. So people are like, I don't want to watch any more of these shitty sketches. So whatever somebody does different, it's like, okay, I appreciate this. You're just talking and being real. Then everybody's gonna fucking get a podcast.
Yeah, but that
and then that's gonna go away.
podcast phase is gonna pass by just like everybody else did with the whole sketch and everything else. Nobody really sticks to something,
right?
You know, people try to catch the wave, and they don't. I don't even think a lot of these guys enjoy it. They just do it just because it's hot right now.
Totally. Because I mean, not everybody's good at it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. It's easier for cats like us because we've kind of built a brand based on our personality. So at the end of the day, our subscribers, I feel, like to hear us have conversations. They like to hear our opinions on things. Like, I mean, there's a reason why you don't see a lot of, like, I don't know, like beauty gurus with podcasts. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking shoot myself in the fucking face. How about that?
But if you think about it, we all were doing podcasts
right.
in a way.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what
for
I'm saying?
sure.
Just straight talking to the camera, how we feel.
Yeah.
Or based on a certain subject or some shit like that. We did that.
Yeah,
So.
but we just kept it short because we felt like that's what YouTube wanted.
Yeah.
And now it's like YouTube wants the long shit, which is perfect.
I think it's kind of cool too. I think when I started looking at other people's podcasts that was on the YouTube space, a lot of them actually don't have anything to say. Specifically because outside of them first getting a taste of YouTube, they don't have any stories. They didn't really talk to people.
Right.
They didn't really experience a lot of things. And the majority of their experiences happened because they got YouTube clout. So when somebody asked them about a story about their past or what they think about something, they can't think past when their career started.
Yeah.
So it's like, you really don't have much to say, do you? Or if I ask you about a story, there are no stories. So they need to be prepped up with questions. I'm not going to prep you with a question. If I ask you something about your life and you go blank, that means you're boring as fuck and you have nothing to offer.
Wait, are you an android?
Yeah.
Are you a robot, sir?
And that's the thing. Oh, and also let me clarify, no shade to the beauty guru crowd of YouTube. Y'all are great at what you do. It's just you don't do this type of shit.
Yeah. But so my chick watches a lot of that shit. They do the videos where it's just talking and giving facts, and they're very informative, and she loves that shit. So they got their own lane.
Oh, that's right.
Of the podcasty type vibe.
I mean, I guess that's true. I guess there could be a whole ass hour of like beauty talk, right?
Oh, yeah.
If they really wanted to. You know what I'm saying?
I watched a 30-minute skincare video with my chick the other day. And it was so fucking informative.
I think they do this thing now where they do their makeup during the day and they just talk bullshit. So that's what they want to see. So they'll do their makeup. They're not actually talking about the makeup. Yeah. It's like mukbang style, right?
Yeah,
so
make bomb.
Yeah.
Make bomb.
They do that shit where they're talking about, oh yeah, so this happened to me the other day, and they do their makeup. I don't know what it is with the whole fascination with that whole mukbang makeup thing now, but that's the thing people want to see.
People need friends, man.
I guess so, man. Like, look, I never would have thought. See, that's the crazy shit, right? Is because now the only content I'm putting out is mukbangs and the podcast for the most part, right?
Yeah.
And basically the mukbangs get more views on average, but it's the exact same shit as this, except we're just eating.
It's just food.
You know, it's weird.
Yeah, what is it about that food? I heard it was because I know it started up in Korea, right? So muk means eat, pang stands for pangso, which is broadcast.
Yeah.
So it's like eating broadcast, right?
Yeah.
And I heard that it popped off because a lot of Korean people, like, number one, I feel like everybody in Korea is like on a diet because somebody always has to say something about your weight in like, Asian culture, right?
Hey,
it's
man, at
So
first
it's
I
like
used to say,
living vicarious.
that's what they do.
Eat, yeah.
I shit you not, you joke, but that's what it is, because they will be on so many diets that they would want to see what they want to eat and watch somebody else enjoy a meal that they can't eat,
Dang.
which is fucking crazy to me. Because I can't do that. Like if I want food, I gotta shut that shit off. I don't want to see that shit.
Right. Well, I've heard a lot of people tell me this when they watch my mukbangs. They're like, all right, on my lunch break, got my burger ready, gonna put on Tim's mukbang and eat with it. I'm like, oh, interesting. It's a lot of just lonely motherfuckers out there.
You about to be the fattest motherfucker I've ever seen in my life.
No, here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. Because all my content now is, right, mukbangs, fucking send foods with you, and basic to bougie, right? The in-between time in the off-season, I am, like, going hard on the... that's a lie, too.
Hold on a second. I could get my phone right now. I could get my phone right now. This dude had McDonald's right off the plane.
Yo. Hey, he texted me about it as if like the text felt like he was coming off this 3-month diet. It was like, oh my God, I just had McDonald's right now. It's amazing.
No, it was supposed to be telling you that like, yo, can you believe I'm still gonna eat McDonald's? Because we were literally in 2 weeks just eating, bro. Like, and we're dumb because before we went to New York to shoot, like we shot 4 different episodes of Send Foods, right? And we were like, oh man, it's a lot of eating. All right, in between episodes, fucking going to the gym. I'm eating healthy. I'm having salads every day. And literally it was like, all right, well, where should we eat now that we don't have to eat? Where should we go? Yeah. And we went and we had like the best dinner of like my entire life, bruh. Yeah. Fucking like the one of the main dudes at Thrillist took us to a restaurant that his homegirl owns, and she went all out, dog. Yeah. It was crazy. It was a fucking duck she set on fire. It was motherfucking all types of different shellfish, motherfucking pate of all types. It was crazy.
She didn't have a single vegetable on the table, dude. And yo, so I found out a little bit about her. So she's like super pro meat everything, right? She's almost like on this tip of like fuck vegetables. Okay. So when I was going through the menu, when I looked through it, I was looking for a vegetable dish. There was like 2 salads. Yeah. And then we had one of them, and that was it. So she's all about like dry aged meat and everything else. So if you notice, every course we didn't have a vegetable.
Right. I know.
That's crazy.
I know.
We didn't have a vegetable.
And here's the thing: the one vegetable dish we had, I took a bite. I was like, "Oh man, this is too creamy, too buttery. This tastes too fatty. I'm gonna go slide this over to the side."
That's right. It was the creamed ramps, with the duck yolk on it.
Oh God. My goodness. Yeah. Speaking of which, Chia has been bugging me like to go to the doctor because my cholesterol's all right. It's not high, but it's a high for me. For
after that meal, it's high for sure.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So like, I feel like for you've been on such a beautiful weight loss journey. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I can't put up any video with you without people being like, "Oh my God, David's so skinny now. What happened?"
That just goes to show how fat I was. That's why. And it's weird because it was such a long process. You know what I mean? Like I think the first month when I was trying to lose weight, I didn't lose any weight at all, actually. Yeah. Like that first month, like the weight just wouldn't go off. It just refused. It's like, fuck it. You've been fat your whole life. I'm staying. Yeah. And so, but for some reason, I don't know what happened. I don't know the science behind it, but whatever, your body takes time to adjust. But after that first month, the second month, I lost like 15 pounds. Yeah. And I didn't do anything different from really the first month. But what I did was I just walked every day. Yeah. And then eventually just started coming off. And then obviously from walking, I started doing Muay Thai, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, everything else like that. But the main thing was just food, man. Like I like food. And it's hard. Like I started feeling weird because I think when you kind of sit down, you reflect on it. Number one, I don't like doing drugs because I don't like the fact that a drug can control my mood and when I want to be happy. I dislike that. But that's how food was for me. Yeah. You know what I mean? So what's the damn fucking difference? So I can't eat a burger and I get upset. Like I remember my roommate, this was like the second month that I was still on the diet thing. I was trying to eat healthier. He just comes down. He's just like, "Hey, you want to go out for a walk?" I was like, "Fuck you, fat boy." He's like, "Damn, what's wrong with you?" I was like, "I haven't had a burger in a month, bitch." I'm like cursing everybody out because I'm on this detox. Yeah. So I'm cranky like drugs.
So I'm gonna talk to you guys about Care Of, because with the winter blues coming to an end, it's finally time to get back into a routine that empowers you to feel your healthiest. And sometimes it's hard to know what kind of vitamins you need to be taking. I have no idea. So that's why it's dope that Care Of has these online quizzes. I'm Asian, so we like taking tests. Care Of's fun online quiz asks you about your diet, health goals, and lifestyle choices, and only takes 5 minutes to find out your personal, scientifically backed recommendation for vitamins, protein powders, and more. It can be really hard to know what vitamins or supplements you should be taking, but Care Of makes it easy to find out what you specifically need to be your healthiest. All right? Care Of now offers protein powders available in individual packets for on the go and tubs, all personalized to your fitness goals and dietary preferences. Just for you guys, I got a 30% discount when you use my code TIM30. Just go to takecareof.com and enter promo code TIM30. TIM30. Takecareof.com. All right? Let me tell you something, bro.
funny.
The sexiest I've been in my recent life is when me and Rick were getting paid. Well, I was getting paid. Rick was along for the ride.
Sounds about Tim.
I just wanted health, right? No, it was like after he told me about it and I came on, they were like, yeah, we actually just contracted our last paid account, but you're more than welcome to do it. I was like, okay.
So
Sounds about Tim.
So I'm getting paid to eat healthy and lose weight, right? And this is the healthiest I've ever been. And like me and Rick were on a very strict diet, like a super strict diet. We were only basically allowed to eat what they were giving us, okay? And here's the thing, bro. Like, mind you, we went from probably talking about like booty every day, all day, every day, to being like, bruh, if I could just eat a burger, if I could just have a piece of chicken.
It was like you were in prison. What you gonna do your first day out, dog?
Yeah. I was like,
I'm gonna get some chili cheese fries.
Man, some fucking ramen. And look, and that's the sexiest I've ever been. And it's funny because while we were on this New York trip, David was like, Chia, what's your like ideal, what is your ideal body type? Like, what do you like? And in my head, I'm like, not what I am right now. Let me tell you. Because Chia definitely used to post fucking like pictures of like buff dudes on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? And that is not me. And when I had lost the weight, when I was at the height of the weight loss, the beach body shit, because it wasn't just weight loss, it was also we were like training and working out. I remember Chia, we're in Jamaica with her family. I was playing volleyball with her pops, and then she snapped a little action shot at me, and I was looking like, you know, like I was looking cut and shit. I was looking good, and she posted it on Instagram. You know, just a topless picture of me, like, oh, look at my something. I was like, she ain't never done that before. Ever. She didn't do this when I was a little like 15 pounds heavier.
Yeah. Even with a shirt on.
Fucking Mariel's so funny too because she always says some shit. She's not trying to be offensive, but she'll always say something that she thinks is cute, but it kind of just like, why'd you say that? Like, for example, like this morning, because, you know, I got a little fluffy over the past 3 weeks. I was in Japan. We were doing all this other stuff. And she gives me like a kiss in the morning. She goes, goodbye, my cute little circle. I'm like, the fuck? Why are you going to say that? You know? So I was like,
that's a weird thing to say to somebody.
She's like, you my cute little circle. Oh, you're so puffy. And then she just walks out. I'm like, all right.
She knows what she's doing.
She walked out like,
she just planted that seed real quick.
That'll get to him later.
She got a taste of the good life, bro.
Yeah.
You can't let her go back to fat David. So
Man, it's
That's
hard.
why I don't lose it. My girl cannot get a taste of that. No.
You know, it's hard because like I feel like I want to lose like the last like 25 pounds, and that shit just it refuses.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the hard part, man. It's like now it got to a point where it just fluctuates 10 pounds, but if I try to go anywhere beneath that, I actually have to work out.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, oh shit, this whole walking.
annoying.
it's so stupid, dude.
Yeah.
It's just working out is just dumb. I hate it. You know, and it's funny because like, you know, you were saying that it's funny because Mariel loved you when you were fat before you lost the weight. So how do you think that's what's changed in your relationship since you've lost the weight?
I feel like definitely my attitude's a lot better. I think it's just because I didn't know that you're not supposed to have like diarrhea every day. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
You
some
had your
shit
diarrhea every day?
I was like, man, this shit's a little mushy. I was like, how's your poop? You know, but it was like this like little stuff that you don't realize. Like number one, I didn't realize how like sour I was as a human being, and I think it was just because I was so mad at
Like when
shape.
when she licked your sweat?
Yeah. That she's like, ooh. She went to a sour patch. She's like, ooh, you like this? But it was
My
just
little
like
warhead, my little circular warhead.
she's just gonna start slipping these little jokes in real quick, dude. Oh my god, look at you, little lemon. But yeah, I think I was just like, I think it's because I was so out of shape, I didn't realize how bad it was affecting my mood. Like number one, I just wouldn't go outside. You know, like sunlight does wonders for people. And I didn't realize that shit. So just that alone, like my temper's not as bad as it was before, and it's still bad as it is now. But
So you were an insecure hater, is what you're saying.
I'm still a hater, but I'm just not insecure about it. You know,
I just like the way I look in clothes a little more.
what she didn't realize either was, and I didn't realize this either, I'm actually a very active human being. I just had a whole lot of fat weighing me down. So now I'm super jittery because I move a lot now. So now she's just like, yo, can you just stop moving so much? Because I'm over here roundhouse kicking her in the face and shit.
Oh god.
So she's like, stop kicking me. I can't. You had me lose weight. So
David's definitely turned into if you're standing still, kickbox practicing on poles and shit.
Every person I know who trains to fight. That's them all day fucking long.
And you know what's funny is like the people who do that are the ones that suck. So like, because we're constantly afraid we're gonna get our ass beat. Like the best ones in the gym, they don't move at all.
Yeah.
But it's always me and the newbies that are always moving because we're like, okay, we got to get better. We're gonna get socked in the face constantly.
Well, you're not used to moving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like the ones that are like the fast ones that are really good, they'll see the shit coming, they can just dart. You know what I'm saying? Movement is a new thing for you.
I know. I'm like, what is this? I'm about to do interpretive dance and shit in the corner now. I'm gonna be a fucking Kinja soon.
When I watched Super Size Me, he was saying his wife was like satisfied that he was just like he wouldn't get tired while I was making sweet love. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Yeah. Has the weight loss affected your sweet love making?
I actually felt like I probably had more sex when I was bigger.
Really?
Because I didn't expend my energy as much. So now I'm tired, man. When I come at the end of the day, like, because usually, you know, when you just kind of paw at your girl, you know, it's like, you want to do something? What?
Right.
Like she noticed, she goes, you know, you don't paw at me much. It's like, because I just got my ass beat all day. Like, I'm tired. Like, I don't want to do
He
this.
said, hello, look at me. I was out fucking girls.
I fucking lost weight. I had a lot of...
He's like, I was out fucking all day. I don't have the energy to make love.
Yeah.
Are you crazy?
What's wrong with you, dude? I gotta look in your eyeballs when we have sex. It's crazy. It's crazy talk.
Intimate. What's time for that?
Yeah. But it's I mean, definitely. I mean, the funny shit is like for sure when you lose weight, your dick definitely gets bigger.
Yeah. Doughboy said the exact same thing.
Yeah, that's some wild shit.
Yeah.
So when I was looking at my dick, I was like, well, looky here. You know what I mean?
Look who's back in town.
I know. I was like, look at that. And it's not that it gets bigger. It's just that the solar eclipse stopped taking over. You know what I mean? So the meat just started going down away from it. Yeah. And I was just looking at it one day. I was like, it's not supposed to be that size. Like, what's going on? Like, look at this. I started swinging around in circles and shit. It's some weird shit, though.
And did you document that?
I should have just, like, slowly, like, look at this real quick. But I didn't even know I was that fat, though. Because I just went around just happy, go lucky, whatever, making jokes about shit. And I always say this shit, too. This is, like, some real shit. Like, Marilyn and I, once we were sitting down, and this is, like, probably one of the bigger moments I realized how fat I was.
The couch was off sides.
I sat down, and then she flew into the kitchen. No, but we were having lunch somewhere. I can't remember where. But I was sitting down, and I noticed these, like, two fat people sat down across from us, right?
Okay.
And I shit you not, like, as I'm eating, I'm looking at them in disgust. I'm like, Mariel, baby, look at those two fucking fat people.
Okay.
And then Mariel looks at me, like, shocked, and she goes, you're fat. And I shit you.
She looks at you. She looks at you. She goes, dude, that's a mirror.
And I was like, she goes, you're fat. And I'm like, me? She goes, yeah. She goes, I know I'm chubby. She goes, no, you're fat. And she goes, you can't look at them and call them
like,
fat.
how dare you?
She goes, you're fat. I was like, what the fuck? Are you on your period? What's going on?
Yeah.
And then she goes, the shit that got me the hardest, I started laughing at this too. She goes, you're arguably fatter than them. And I'm just sitting here like, oh, am I a fat person? Because
That's hilarious.
yeah, so
You're an asshole.
and I'm like, hold, she's not laughing. So this isn't a joke. Like, I'm fatter than that.
And then the two fat people at the other table turn around. They're like, David, this is we're having a intervention. The whole restaurant gets up.
That'd be funny if they looked at me and they go, yuck. Yuck.
Okay, maybe we should eat this.
They just slide their food aside. But then I was like, okay, maybe I am a big guy, you know? Because you just don't know. Because, you know, when you're a big dude and it happens gradually, you don't look at these changes immediately.
Right.
You're just the same dude every day. And even Mariel knows about me. I don't really stare in the mirror a lot. Mm-hmm. Every time I go out the door, she's like, you got a booger here, you got something here. She goes, you don't look in the mirror? I goes, you know this. I don't. Like, I just put a hat on, basketball shorts, and a t-shirt, and I'm out.
I mean, I always tell people that that I'm glad Chia brings that up to me. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, you know, I always make the half joke that if I gained a lot of weight, Chia would probably like break up with me and divorce me. And like yeah, it's half a joke, but it's also half true. You know what I'm saying? She wouldn't divorce me because, like, well, you know, because this whole marriage shit is a really difficult process, especially with her being Canadian. But she would definitely be like, hey, man, let's buckle down. Let's have a conversation.
Hey, what the fuck is going on,
because,
Tim?
yeah, I'm not feeling this anymore. And the thing is, people are always like, oh, that means she doesn't love you. Because, like, you know, that means, oh, well, shouldn't she just love you regardless? But I'm like, here's the thing, bro. The fact that she tells me that shows me not only does she, like, you know, is genuinely interested in me, but it makes me happy because I feel like she thinks I'm cute, you know, especially in a world where I deal with comments about our relationship where people will say like, oh, she's only with him for the money. I'm like, guess what? I could have all the money in the world, but if I got fat, she wouldn't be having it.
I was ugly.
In your fucking face.
In your face.
My marriage is in shambles.
I love how that's the selling point for you. She thinks I'm cute now, not the fact that she cares about your fucking health.
No, I don't care about that because I don't care about my health. I want my woman to find me attractive.
Oh, God.
Like there's that episode of Seinfeld, right, where George is getting set up with Elaine's friend, and Elaine's like, "No, she really likes you. She said looks don't matter." And he's like, "What? Huh? Excuse me?"
You know what the funny shit is like we've been because I've been going on Sem Foods a lot, and every now and then the freeloader will come by. I call her Chia. So the freeloader will come by, and from the outside looking in, when you look at somebody's Instagram, right, you're just like, oh, she's just gonna be a regular ass girl. She's fucking weird, dude.
Yeah.
She is a weird person in the best way possible. But it throws me off a little bit.
Well, that's the thing, right? Because the appeal of girls that I say aren't traditionally attractive, right, is that like quirky looking girls is that they have more personality. They got quirks and strange little things about them. I like weird people, right? So when you see someone like Chia, who is traditionally beautiful, like people always ask, is she a model, is she an actress, and it's a no, and she's also fucking weird. It's like, bruh, this is some next level shit right here.
She has a lot of. I thought it was gonna be maybe 1 or 2 quirks. She has 1,000 quirks, man. Like every time even something small, like the other day when we were in New York, she did some shit that threw me the fuck off. Like we're just chilling, and she wanted to protect her front teeth while she was eating this cookie, and I just turned to the right and I see her, and she's chewing the cookie out the side of her mouth as far back to the molar right over here. I'm like, what are you doing? She goes, I gotta protect my front teeth.
But it makes sense.
But I'm like, just put it in your mouth and then chew the back of your teeth. You ain't gotta stretch your face out. Like, what's going on?
It's easier that way.
Yeah, how's she going? If she has to bite it, is she gonna use the front teeth?
She's just biting and there's crumbs falling off on the side of her face.
There's no way to put it in front ways and miss your front teeth. You have to go to the side.
Nah, it was.
I get it. Weird ass shit. I get it.
It's a small enough piece where you can just put it in and just chew it to the back of your teeth.
It was a sunflower seed.
It was literally a popcorn kernel. She's there.
Nah, I definitely early on I began to notice just like, man, this is, she got some quirks, you know what I'm saying? Like, she prefers flatter soda, and she prefers not
air conditioned.
Not air conditioned.
That's she prefers Sahara Desert, dude.
That shit.
Yo, when we were out in Florida, and now that he's acclimated to that type of heat, I went into their hotel room to go pick something up. I forgot what it was. I opened I thought the fucking building caught on fire, dude. I thought it was a backdraft. Okay. That shit was wild.
Look, she has conditioned me thoroughly.
Yeah, no, I know now.
Because even when I'm alone at the hotel, I go in there, I turn that motherfucker to 75. Because and in the beginning, I'd be at 70, and then Rick would, like, if we shared a room, Rick would probably have this.
69. 69 is perfect.
And I like the way this room feels. It feels great.
This is nice. This is deal wittable. But I'm also wearing a hoodie. Chia might be a little chilly in here, but I'm used to that life now where people will come into our house. And I used to think it would be an issue because I definitely like this shit way cooler, and she liked this shit way warmer. So I thought when we actually moved in together, it would be an issue. But after like years,
being a simp,
after years of being a simp and giving in,
I love sweating all day. It's the best.
Like, yeah, babe, I'm perfect. But now when people come into our house, they're like, it's fucking hot. I'm like, I'm great.
That's probably why you staying so thin after all this shit. You sweating it off every day, man.
Shit, maybe.
I told her years ago, I'm never visiting y'all in the summer. I can't. It's not possible.
She would turn on the heater in the summer. That's why.
I don't think she'd go that crazy, but she not turning on no AC.
She she's aware of it, and like definitely if she knows Rick's coming through, she'll turn it down a couple notches. You know,
she'll turn it down to 80. I even just catch her in the fucking oven, just chilling. Like, what are you doing in there?
I don't know, man. It's weird because she grew up in the cold, so you would think that like the heat would make her more hot, but nah, she clings to that heat, bro. And by the way, if you like sex, which we all know I do, you'll like BlueChew.com. You know, Blue Chew offers men a performance enhancement for the bedroom. Wouldn't you like to last longer and go extra rounds? I know I would. At BlueChew.com, you can get the first chewables with the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. Chewables can work faster than pills, up to twice as fast. The chewables from Blue Chew can be taken on a full or empty stomach. Online physician consult is free, so it's cheaper than those other two, and it only takes a few minutes to connect with a BlueChew.com affiliated physician, and if you qualify, you get prescribed online quickly. No in-person doctor visit, no awkward conversation, no waiting in line at a pharmacy, and it ships directly to your door in discreet packaging. Blue Chew gives you confidence in bed every time. You and your partner will love it. Chew it and do it. And just for you guys, I got a special deal. Visit BlueChew.com and get your first order free when you promo code TIM. Just pay $5 shipping, and that's BLUE Chew.com, promo code TIM. All right, now go and make sweet, sweet love to your lady.
You guys been together now for what, 8 years?
In September, it will be 8 official years.
That's fucking crazy.
And
dude.
if you count the year before that, when we were just kind of talking, like kind of openly, like dating, seeing what's up, like seeing each other, I was like, that'll be 9 years. And then, 9 years just about.
That's fucking crazy. So you said that everybody in your group now is with somebody. So you, and then you have Tway. And how long have you and Tway been together now?
Close to 2.5. I think.
Oh shit, that's been a fucking minute, dude.
Yeah. It was going on before like the internet knew.
Yeah.
Is she your longest relationship?
Yes.
What's that like?
Word? I didn't know that.
Yeah, my previous longest was 11 months or some shit like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
This is a new experience. Then once it gets past like a few, I feel like after the year mark, there's some emotional hurdles that you have to go through that you didn't expect after the first year.
I got new material for videos. I'm gonna do skits again just because I've learned new shit being in a relationship this long. I didn't think it was possible to learn more annoying things about women.
Speaking of, bro, okay, before I change subjects, did you want to get into detail about that at all?
No, because there's videos coming.
Okay, speaking of annoying things that a woman I know did, right? I have a homegirl. I was just scrolling on Twitter. This was so stupid. She tweeted, she's like, man, he's like, no dude, she's like, no dudes text me anymore except for my lawyer. These, in the morning. She's like, no dudes text me good morning anymore except for my lawyer. They got to do better out here, y'all. Some shit like that. We're like, yo, these dudes are something. So like being funny, I texted her. I was like, good morning, a whole bunch of G's. She hit me, what up? I was like, and I was like, okay, check this out. First of all, bro, you have to match my text energy, all right? If I'm hitting you with a good morning, G, you got to give me either an exclamation point back or extend your PPPPPs in that what up. And she was like, bruh, give me a break. It's 7 a.m. I'm like, you literally just tweeted that you want that no one says good morning to you in the morning. And then she says, I don't need anyone to say good morning to me. I was just stating a fact.
You said y'all gotta do better.
Yeah, it was something like that. And I was like, are you shit? I was like, dude, bro, like this is what you just did. Hey, nobody ever sends me flowers. I send you flowers, and you go, I didn't want flowers. And I was like, are you kidding me? Do you know how silly this sounds?
Woman logic. The annoying part to me is, why was it plural? No dudes send me good morning. Like, you, what?
Is this girl by the name of Julia Kelly?
Hey.
I don't give a fuck.
She doesn't do that anymore. I don't know. I don't follow her.
She still does that. That shit cracks me the fuck up. She's always like, oh my God, it's so hard when nobody likes you. You stupid face.
Yes. Oh, that's what you're talking about.
I'm so sick of your fucking shit, dude. It got to a point where I just started tweeting her, just making fun of her at a certain point. But I was like, oh, she's a really sweet girl. But it's just to the point where I'm like, I'm not even like upset at her. I'm upset at the dudes that respond.
Like thinking it's gonna do something.
Because she knows what she's doing.
My chance.
Right.
I like you.
Right. So Julia's super sweet in person.
Yeah,
I haven't
super
seen her
sweet.
in like a super long time. Like we don't kick it, but like just when I run into her at events and shit, she's super cool. But I definitely like the tweets from people that are popular on social media in that world where it's like shit that's like, just if I kissed you, would you stay with me? Shit like that. So it's like, what is the point of this? Because
retweets, bro.
Well, I guess so, right? Because it's like, what do you mean? Like, you don't want this.
Yeah.
So why do you tweet like? And that's for girls and guys, because they're in that same realm. They all tweet the same shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why? Oh,
especially the girls. You don't want a bunch of your followers.
Yeah.
To start putting in applications to date you.
Right.
Why are you tweeting it out to these people who don't matter in that
right
subject?
It's just the weird. I think like the hottest thing that I've seen on Twitter lately is the whole men ain't shit type of thing.
Well, men ain't shit, David.
I believe we are the shit. Damn it. No, it's just like so weird. I feel like because if I did the opposite, right, would it get the same type of like, retweets or some shit like that, and like I like, it's just kind of weird because like the stuff that's being complained about, it's the same shit that women do. So it's like, what's
well,
the
when you say the
difference?
opposite, what do you mean? Like a bitches ain't shit, or bitches are trash, or men? Or,
yeah,
or
because
women
like
ain't trash?
because if you put like bitches ain't shit, it's gonna be a fucking different type of
I mean,
experience.
it was bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. That was a popular song.
Yes.
And it was seen as degrading.
Yeah, that's true. Isn't it?
People were up in arms about
Well,
it.
It wasn't accepted.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I used to be upset by men are trash, and then I became not upset anymore because I felt like when we can say, because I got into the mindset of like when you can say like fucking white people or like or fuck the cops, right? It's like, I know all white people aren't like the bad ones, and I know all cops aren't corrupt cops, and so I know when people say all men are trash, all men aren't trash.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, and I don't get mad anymore because
Right.
it's like, you're not talking about me, but I don't understand why we just can't put one word in front of some.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Some of y'all.
Right.
I don't get why that's so hard in all the cases.
Right.
Talk about the police, about white people, about anybody. Why is it so hard to just say some? I feel like a lot of people mean all until they get challenged. And then they say, well, I don't think all of them.
Right.
Like, nah, you thought all until somebody challenged.
I would even prefer it if it was like a trait that was stereotypical that I would understand, right? But it's like men and they're cheating. I'm like, the fuck? That's not just
I see what you're saying.
I was like,
People when they're cheating.
I was like, wait, what's that mean?
And and I also see like when you do that, any blanket statement is gonna be like, it's gonna be counterintuitive because it's gonna make immediately it's gonna trigger everybody to just not even want to listen to this statement at all, even if it might be kind of valid.
Because
right?
I'm cool with it if it's a funny joke, right? So if it's like men and their cheating, there was a joke about it, then I laugh all the way. But if it's like a literal statement, and I think the weird part is the fucking 300,000 retweets. It's like, god damn.
Right.
I love, because I know a lot about the girls that I know.
Yeah.
And I love when I see girls who do a certain thing complain about men doing that thing because nobody knows that they do that thing. I'm like, wait, you can't say this.
Yeah.
You specifically should not be talking shit about
And
this.
that's where the internet is so silly, right?
Yeah.
Because especially when you know somebody that knows somebody, because we definitely know people who, like you said, right? They'll talk shit about something, and then, but we know they definitely do that
Yeah,
that they're
exactly.
talking shit about, you know?
And it's like, you just offered up this shit talking. Nobody asked your opinion.
Right.
You just on your own decided to say blah,
There
blah,
was
blah,
this
blah, blah.
there was this girl that I think we all know her, but she I think she literally got off Twitter once because she used to tweet a lot, and she was
Kehlani?
always
Kaylani?
she would always do this thing which cracked me up. And mind you, she's fine as fuck or whatever, but she would always take somebody's tweet that was really popular, and then she would try to rephrase it and make it her own tweet. And I think like eventually people started catching on, and they just started trashing her. But she just stopped doing tweets. Well, she's not even in media anymore, but I feel like Twitter Twitter is
We're gonna talk about this after. Yeah. We'll go on.
But Twitter's that strong now. People want to be recognized as somebody who's either like very word smart or just witty, and that's like the thing now. It's like, I want to be that person on Twitter.
Yeah, it'll get people in trouble too, like just trying to be so witty, right? And you know, especially I feel like not so much anymore, because we kind of came up in an era where at first a lot of people were trying to be edgy to be funny, like kind of just being edgy on purpose and saying just reckless shit just because it was funny. I mean, I definitely got into that at one point where I was like, I'm gonna say some wild shit, and I mean, it was still like, it was a part of my sense of humor, but of course there's shit I said back then I wouldn't say now.
Yeah.
I think like John Mayer had this tweet that he was like, I need to get off Twitter because I was trying way too hard to be funny and intelligent, and it just didn't work out. And it was something about how like when he like in life, he's like, I don't know, and don't I'm probably quoting this wrong, but it was something like basically saying in life, he doesn't discriminate, he loves everybody, like he's like Gandhi or some shit like that, but then like his dick is like David Duke, you know what I'm saying? Like he only likes a specific type of woman, and like he got a lot of backlash for that shit.
That's fucking funny.
And he was like, bro, I was trying so hard, and then he caught all the backlash, and he's like, sorry, I was just trying to be
why?
funny.
It's because he's John Mayer. If he was like a stand-up comic, he would have got a pass.
Or a no-name person.
Yeah.
Right. A random person.
Right.
It would have got 45,000 retweets.
Because there's so many funny ass, reckless ass tweets that I'm like, this is hilarious, but I'm like, I can't even retweet this because I feel like I would catch flack for it.
Exactly. But if you're not a person, a name, then it's just funny to people. That pisses me off too.
Mm-hmm.
I literally follow like certain Twitter accounts just because I want to see somebody get roasted. It's because I can't say it.
Yeah.
Because it's stuff that for sure I definitely wrote that before, and I went delete.
Kind of like how when everybody was making 21 Savage England jokes, and then Demi Lovato just laughed at one, and people went in
on her. But so,
jeez,
that sucked. But I mean, it kind of is the rule.
Right.
If there's a roast session going on and you laugh too hard and you got shit that people can get on you about, you just jumped into the ring.
Right.
But yeah, that was pretty fucked up for her.
Yeah,
she was like, what? Everybody's laughing. Why can't I?
Yo, if I was a celebrity though, I'd probably do it just like at that level anyways. I would just do it like how fucking Kevin Hart does it. He's just always surfing that line. You know what I mean? He's never doing anything controversial because he knows a little better.
Yeah.
Because when you go into that world and you want to say controversial shit, you got to be willing to take everything that comes with it.
Right. Yeah.
And if I was at that level, I can't take it.
Yeah.
No,
like, this is too much.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of, I mean, it's true. It's like, I mean, Kevin Hart has a very specific goal for his career. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to hit a certain level. I mean, he's already hit a level, but I'm sure he's still trying to get to a higher level. So it's like, there's a certain point where you can't say everything that you feel and think, and
it's not even that you can't, you don't need to.
Right.
Like, why do you can say it to your fucking friends,
right,
and they can laugh and it be done. Why do you need to put it out to the whole world?
Isn't that silly where I like something bad will happen, right? And will look at people, celebrities, look at someone with a following to say this is bad.
Yeah.
When it's like, I know this is bad. Like, is us saying the same thing really gonna make a difference in other people's minds? Dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what people will hit me up and they're like, I never speak on topics unless I feel like I have something different to say or something new to bring to the table. Like if a dude beat up, kicked a puppy, and everyone's saying like, yo, this is fucked up. And I see no reason to say this is fucked up that this dude kicked a puppy. But in today's day and age on social media, they're like, yo, Tim didn't say that kicking the puppy was fucked up. Are you not in support of puppies?
Yeah. You're real quiet about the puppy kicking. Oh yeah, you got time to make jokes, but you can't say nothing about the puppy kicking.
Right.
What the fuck you want me to say?
Well, people like to stand up for things when they know that they're going to be in the majority of the right.
Right.
So that's why I have an issue with a lot of another hot thing right now is like, oh, Asian Americans stand up. That's cool. Mm-hmm. But I arguably know a lot of these people who are so fucking loud about it now, but when it was important and we needed that support, y'all were quiet as fuck. Mm-hmm. So now that it's easy for you to come out, and now that you have this backing, now you're all upset about everything that's Asian. It's like, we need more Asian representation. What the fuck are you talking about? You're not even in this world. What do you need as Asian representation for? You shut the fuck up and you stay in your little corner because that's where you were at the whole time. So it's just like, for me, like, I don't want to hear that shit. It's like, people do things because it's easier for them. So my thing is like, when we started off, right, we were that different flavor of Asian, and we had to take a lot of fucking flack. It was like, why are you trying to sound too black? Asian people don't talk like this. I had to listen and read all that shit before we had that emotional support of just ignore the comments, right? So when that was happening, everybody was silent. which is kind of cool that we did pave that way a little bit. But, at the same time, like, I'm not here trying to make everything an Asian issue. Sometimes, like, I put out this tweet and some people didn't vibe with it. I go, sometimes you didn't get the role because you weren't white. You didn't get the role because you sucked.
I mean, that's facts.
Yeah.
That's facts, diversity in Hollywood and the new wave is beautiful, right? I feel like the new representation is beautiful, but a lot of people will ride that wave the wrong way and use it as like an excuse, like that, like you're saying, you know what I'm saying? Like people will say like, well, basically exactly what you just said.
So I watch a lot of interviews, right?
Copy and
Just
paste.
interviews. I see somebody I know and they did an interview somewhere. I watch that shit. And Hollywood is cutthroat.
Yeah.
If you didn't get the part because you weren't something, you're probably going to hear that right out. We're looking for a white you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's people who have heard that.
Yeah.
There's people who have been asked if they know somebody like them who's white.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So to just assume, it's because I wasn't white is silly.
And especially when I think it's silly when as people who write content, right? Of course, things can change, but when you're writing something specifically, you have a specific image of those characters in your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes if I'm writing a character that's based on Rick and like and an Asian dude walks in, I'm probably not gonna pick that character for you. You know what I'm saying? Like and that's just how it is. Like it's not because you're Asian, bro. It's because you weren't Rick.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And the thing about it is, auditions aren't equal opportunity.
It is not.
You know what I'm saying? And they're not supposed to be.
Right.
The fact that you audition should let you know they were open.
Yeah.
To whatever. Auditions can be very specific. We're looking for 13 to 18-year-old black men.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's very specific. Or, like you said, they have some type in mind. You just didn't make it.
It even works the other way around too, where I went in for this. It's when before Beats were bought out by Apple, they had like this commercial shit, right, where you were doing the voice of the beat pill, and specifically said in the audition it was like urban character, not black. Right. Okay. Cool. So I went in there. I went all the way to like the third cut or whatever, and then I got cut at the end. But I saw the commercial, and the guy who got it was a black dude. Is what it is.
Right.
Right. And it made sense to me because like if you were looking for a black voice, it was a digitally animated thing.
That one's a little weird.
It was a little weird.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that diversity call was for.
I think it was somebody afraid of tying urban and black.
Oh.
But they were just stupid about it.
So there's just like even now when I go to these auditions, I feel like just because number one, it's going to be harder for you and me because we actually don't have. We're actually kind of an anomaly in this acting space right now.
Yeah.
So for these auditions, a majority of the auditions that I go for has never been pitted for an Asian person.
Yeah. Right.
It was always for a black dude or a Mexican dude, and I went the wild card.
I know. Same. And that's the thing. I wanna. Because I got sent out for How High 2 to audition for that role, and I feel like Asian movies and media right now, even though we are like kind of a lot of shit's popping up and we're getting a lot of opportunities, I feel like they forget that I'm Asian sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I haven't always like said even though I've always tried to rep for Asian people, I've never been like, hey, I'm Asian. You know what I'm saying? I've worked with all types of people on different types of things, and so I whenever I get sent out for auditions, it's never shit where it's like, hey, we're looking for Asian characters. Like,
well, you also don't really have a gooky ass face. I got a really gooky face. You know what I mean? So I can say gooky. Like even when we were on Good Day Houston.
Yeah.
And then I saw this picture of us. I was like, damn, I got a gooky ass face. I was like if you looked up gook, my fucking elementary school picture's popping up.
Well, and your movie.
Of course your picture's gonna pop up, David.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. It's literally my face. Like, oh shit. I was like, oh shit, because I do really have an Asian ass face. Like typically, like if you looked at a typical Korean guy, my face would pop up. Like in Korea, like this is just like the copy and paste face.
Right. I mean, it's fucked up that like, I mean, So like I was gonna say, if someone needed a young Kim Jong-un, Kim Jong-un is the young.
Yeah.
Like you could totally audition
Oh, for
because
sure.
y'all look alike.
Yeah.
But at the same time, so people always, when I was growing up, people always hit me with the Jackie Chan jokes, right? Like
it don't
I'm
even
like,
make sense.
oh, he looked like Jackie Chan. I'm like, oh my god, just because motherfuckers, he's Asian, I'm Asian. And then one day, man, I took this picture. I was like, shit, I kind of look like Jackie Chan.
Damn it. Son of a bitch.
And it was fucked up too when Jin was on 106 in Park. I remember like the homie calling me up and like, man, this is dude on BET rapping. He looked just like you. Asian dude was like, whatever, more Asians look alike shit. I turn on BET. I'm like, what the fuck?
I had this. I was telling this dude up in New York. There was this guy that was he was like the doorman at the apartment that I was living at, and his name was Larry. And Larry came up to me and goes, "Hey, what's going on, Mr. Dave? Hey, congratulations on the billboard." I was like, "What you mean?" I was like, "I'm not on a billboard." He's like, "Yeah, the billboard, man. Congratulations. You didn't tell me you were famous." I was like, "Larry, I'm not on a billboard." He goes, "The one outside on Wilshire." I looked outside. It was a picture of Psy with a soju bottle. I was so fucking upset just because of how accurate it was. And I was like, "Man, I can't even be mad at you for this one, dude, because it legit looks like me." You know what I mean?
With some shades on.
He was like,
Shit.
"Hey, man." He was like, he kept on congratulating me for like a week. I was like, "Man, shut the fuck up, Larry. God damn."
I get to this day, I get Dante Bosco movies and
I
shit.
could definitely see that.
Yeah, I mean, me and Dante, we definitely look like we could be like, like brothers or
Yeah.
cousins. But what kills me is that like some of these movies, they'd be like, "Yo, is this Timothy De La Ghetto and Blood and Bone?" I'm like, this movie is like almost 20 years old. This movie.
I was a child. 7.
What do y'all think this is? Oh man, but shout out to Dante Bosco, man. Speaking of people who paved the way, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was really no one for me to look up to in TV and movies except for Dante Bosco, because nobody was doing what I could look at and be like, that could be me.
Yeah.
Except for when I watched the fucking Fresh Prince or Hanging with Mr. Cooper, and there was randomly a Dante Bosco as the homie episode.
Yeah.
Or when I watched like Take the Lead or Faking the Funk, I was like, man, this dude is I've never seen anybody that I could relate to on TV before. You know?
You know what's interesting about you? You've actually had that long-term goal of going to TV.
Yeah.
Because for me as a kid, I didn't have to look up to anybody. You know what I mean? I just looked up to these like stand-up. If they were funny, I wanted to be funny like that person. But I didn't need somebody to look like me to look up to them, right?
Yeah.
And I think for you, because you thought about going into TV and movie.
Yeah.
So that was a very visceral thing for you. For me, it wasn't like that. So I looked up to like Eddie Murphy. You know what I mean? Obviously, not in the movie sense, but his stand-up and shit.
Yeah.
And then my biggest hero, sadly enough, was Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
You know, I defended that man so bad until like the 87th woman came out. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I talked to my dad about the Bill Cosby stuff not too long ago, and the way he said, "Hell yeah," when I asked, "You think he did it?" Let me know. I was like, all right, Bill did it.
Well, hey,
that's
man,
terrible.
On that note, we gotta wrap it up.
Oh, shit, that was fast.
That was really quick.
Yeah, I know. That was basically an hour. Is there anything you want to plug before we send you off on your way?
Yeah, just check me out on the Genius Brain podcast, Instagram, David So Comedy, and everything else Genius Brain. And then that's really it. Oh, and check out the food shit. I own this place called Sip Matcha, Eat Shrimp Daddy, and Chichidongo. So.
And watch me and David on our food show, Send Foods, on Thrillist every other Thursday. It might just be happening every Thursday in the near, not so near, possible potential future. You want to take a shot?
Let's do it.
We're going to take a shot, then we're going to close it out. Then we'll get out. Jeez. Jeez, man. This is the mezcal. I've actually never had the Clase Azul mezcal before.
This looks fancy.
Yeah, let me tell you, it was fancy because they ran out of the Reposado. So when you buy the Reposado at the store, it's like, I don't know, $50 a bottle. This shit, they ran out of the Reposado. I grabbed the next one, the mezcal. This shit was like $150. This was like $200 this bottle.
God damn, this is a single shot. Here we go.
We should be sipping it, but hey, cheers.
It smells.
That's good.
Yes, like
Normally-
rubber.
Yeah, normally it doesn't smell when y'all pour it.
Like
It's smoked, so it has that.
yes, burnt rubber deliciousness. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching the No Chaser podcast. I'm Timothy De La Ghetto.
I'm Ricky Shucks.
Bye, you bitch. Have you had a balut before?
I had balut before.
So when I had balut for the first time,
It wasn't quite there yet. There was no beak, there was no feathers.
When I had below, that mother said, "What's up?" Had a cigarette in his mouth and everything.
What's quacking?
Oh my God, this mother. Oh, is it moist?
But yeah. Yes. So I heard
You
they
tickled me. Look at the size of this damn sandwich. It's wild.
You trying to have us just stop here and be done. That's how we do it.
You know, a lot of people say that their parents' cooking is really good, and sometimes it's trash. His mom's cooking is the
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the.
Should we Lady and the Tramp this?
Let's do it, dude.
Let's do it, Lady and the Tramp.
I'll be the lady.
Okay, I'll be the tramp. Y'all better not touch that.
The royal penis is clean, Your Highness.
Thank you. King shit.